Hey there, so in this video we are going to see some inbuilt operations that we can perform on string class variables. So let's quickly get started. This video is going to be very interesting because we are going to learn about lots of operations that we can perform on string class variable. So let's start with creating one variable. So we need to write string followed by name of the variable. Let's name it as str and let's initialize it with some value with some string constant. So let's initialize with hello. Okay, this is my string that I'm defining. So let's start with the first operation, which is calculating the length of the string. Okay, calculating the length. So in order to calculate the length of a string variable or the current length of a string, what you can do is you can use an inbuilt operation on the variable which is called as length. So you just need to write str, which is name of your string variable, dot length followed by open and closing parenthesis. So in this way you will be able to get length of the string. So after this I'll write endl, and before this let me also print something like length. Okay, so let's see whether this works or not. So let's clear the terminal, let's compile this file 07 string operations.cpp and let's execute this. You can see we are getting length as 5, and if you count the number of elements or number of characters in this string, they are 5. Okay, now along with this length or along with this dot length, we also have another way of getting the length, which is dot size. Okay, so you can also write dot size to get length of the string or the number of elements which are present in the string. Let's say if you don't initialize the string, if you don't assign anything to it, let's see what we get in the length or in the size. So in this case you can see length is going to be 0. Okay, so I hope you are clear with this operation. See, it is very simple to get the length of the string. I hope you understood this point, because whenever we have to get length with the arrays, it's kind of difficult, right? Because we need to write that complex formula, size of array divided by size of array of 0, something like that, right? So with string class, it is very straightforward. You just need to call this operation, call this function on string. You just need to write str.length, you will get the length. All right, so with this let's move to the next operation, which is append operation. Okay, so let's say we have this string right now, hello, which is stored inside this str variable. Let's say I want to attach one more string to this string. Okay, so for example, I need to attach this world string to this hello, so that my str value will become hello world. Okay, so how we can do that? So for this we have an operation called as append operation. So what you can do is you can write str dot append, and whatever string you want to append or whatever string you want to attach to the end, you can pass that string as an input. Okay, so you just need to write str dot append, and then in bracket you can write the string, okay, the string constant which you want to append. And then after this what we'll do is we'll just write cout str. So let's see what we get in the str. So let's compile and execute this code. You can see we're getting hello world. So this world is getting appended to the str string variable. All right, so in this way you can append a string. Now there is one more way by which you can append some string into some existing string. So you can also write something like this. You can write str is equal to str plus the string that you want to append. So let's say I want to append this string once again. So you can write str is equal to str plus world. Okay, or else you can also write something like this, str plus equal to the string that you want to append. So these are the three ways by which you can append a string to some existing string. Okay, or you can add a string to the end of the string. Okay, so let's clear the terminal, let's compile and execute this code. Let's see what we get as the output. You can see we are getting output as hello world world world. Okay, why this is happening? Because over here it is getting appended first time, then over here it is again getting appended, and over here world is again getting appended. So what do we mean by append? We add a string constant to the end of the string. So I hope you are clear with this operation. See, this is very helpful because let's say you have a string and you want to add some data to the end of the string, then you can make use of this append operation. Okay, we have two different ways. Basically you can either use this append function or else you can use operators to do this. So you can write some simple expression that we usually write for adding some numbers. Okay, so it is very similar to that. So we are just writing string variable name plus the string constant. Okay, and then we are assigning this value to the string variable once again. Okay, so in this way the string will be appended using the primitive operations that we have. Okay, now let's go to the next operation, and the next operation that we are going to discuss is pushback operation. Okay, so we have this string called as str. Now let's say I want to add one character to the end. Okay, end of the string, then we can use this pushback operation. So this pushback operation takes one input, which is going to be a character. Okay, so you can pass any character to this function, and that character will be added to the end of the string. So let's verify this. So let's compile and execute this code. So you can see x is getting added to the end. Okay, so in this way you can use pushback to add any character that you want to the end. Okay, so let's say if I call pushback 3 times on str, let's see what happens. See, first x will be added to the end of the string, then after that y is getting added, and then z is getting added. So x, y, z will basically get added to the end of the string. So let's verify this. You can see x, y, z is getting added to the end. Okay, similar to pushback, we have another operation called as pop back. Now as the name suggests, what this operation is going to do, this operation is going to pop one character from the string. Okay, from end of the string. So if I do str.pop back, okay, and then if I print str, let's see what happens. So let's clear the terminal, let's compile and execute this code. You can see z is getting deleted from the string. Okay, so I hope you are clear with pushback and popback operations. So pushback is used for adding character to the end of the string, and popback is used to removing the character from the end of the string. Okay, now let's continue with the next operation, and the next operation is an insert operation. Okay, let's say, let me first print the current value of the string. So I'll write cout str followed by endl. Okay, now let's say you want to insert some data in between of the strings. So we have seen we have append operation to insert data at the end, we have pushback to insert one character at the end, but let's say I want to insert something in middle, in between, or maybe in the beginning. So for that we have something called as insert. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to write str.insert. okay, now this insert is going to take two values. Okay, two arguments, two inputs. The first input is going to be the position where you want to insert the data. Okay, so it is going to be the index where you want to insert the data. Let's say you want to insert the data in the beginning, so you need to write 0 because the index is going to be 0, and then the data itself. So let's say I want to write C++ in the beginning, so I'll write C++ as my string constant, and then let's print the string once again. Let's see what we get as the output. Let's compile and execute this code. You can see C++ is getting inserted in the beginning. Okay, so in this way the insert operation is going to work. If I change the index, let's change this to 5, and let's see what we have, what we observe. So let's execute this once again. You can see C++ in this case is getting inserted after 5th index. Okay, so whatever index you are going to give, after that index the content will be inserted. So this is the insert operation. See, if you want to insert the data in the end, then you don't need to use insert operation, you can directly use append operation. But if you want to insert data in between, then you should use, or you have to use, insert operation in C++. So I hope you are clear with this insert operation. This operation is helpful for inserting some data in between. Okay, and now I hope you have observed this small thing, or this is a very important thing. See, the strings is getting changed dynamically. See, the string is getting changed dynamically. Okay, when we defined our string, we had only 5 characters or only 5 elements in the string, but then after calling these pushback, append, then insert operation, we are increasing the content inside the string, and that is absolutely fine. Okay, so at the runtime the string length is getting changed. Okay, and that was the point which we were discussing in last video. Okay, when we discussed about differences between strings and character arrays. So the main difference that we discuss is the string can resize at the runtime. Okay, and you can observe it over here. This is not true with the character arrays. When you work with character arrays, you will get a fixed size and you will always have to stay with that fixed size. Okay, so I hope you are clear with this runtime size change behavior of the string. Okay, this is very interesting. Now let's see the next operation. The next operation that we are going to discuss is find operation. This is a very interesting operation. See, sometimes what happens, we have a string and we have to find something inside that string. Let's say we have one character and we need to see whether that character is present in the string or not. Or let's say we have another string and we need to see whether that another string is present in the given string or not. So you can make use of this find operation. So the syntax is very simple. You need to write str.find, and then let's say you want to find a character inside the str, then you will write character. You will pass this character as an input. Okay, and what this find is going to do, it is going to return you, it is going to give you index where this element is present. Okay, if it finds the element, it is going to return you the index of the element, okay, where this element is present. So what we'll do is we'll just write cout and we'll see what we are getting as output, followed by endl. So let's compile and execute this code. You can see we are getting output as 5. Okay, you can see it over here. Why we are getting output as 5? Because C is present at 5th index. If you count the indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So C is present at 5th index. That's why we are getting output as 5. Let's say instead of C, if I pass a string, okay, which is plus plus. Let's see what happens. Again, we are asking whether this plus plus is present inside the str or not. So yes, you can see it is present, and you can see it is present at 6th index. So you can see it is starting from 6th index. That's why we are getting output as 6. So if you pass string to this find, it is going to give you the start index of the string. If you pass a character, then it will give you the index where this character is present. Okay, so I hope you are clear with this find operation. Now let's move to the next important operation and the last operation that we are going to discuss, which is substring operation. Okay, now we have this str, which is our string. Now let's say I want to slice this string. I want to get part of this string. Okay, then what we can do is we can make use of this substr operation. Okay, so you need to write substr, which is for substring, getting a substring. So substring is basically a part of the given string. It is called as substring. Okay, so let's say I want to get a substring. Okay, and how I want to get it? Say I want to get substring starting from 0 index till 4 index. Okay, so you need to give two inputs to this, start index and end index. Okay, and then this substring function is going to return you that string, that part of the string. Okay, and we'll just do cout over here. So we'll print it on the screen, followed by endl. So let's clear the terminal and let's see the output. So I'll compile this code and we'll execute it. You can see we are getting output as HELL. Now in this case, we actually wanted output till HELLO, okay, because we have given index 0 and 4. Okay, so if we count the indexes, it is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So O has actually 4 as its index. But over here, this is a very important point. Substr function, whenever it takes two inputs, the first input is going to be the start index and the second input is going to be the end index. But in this case, the end index is exclusive. It is excluded. Okay, so whenever you pass 4, the element at 4th position will not be coming inside the output. Okay, it will take elements till index 3. So I hope you are clear. See, this part is exclusive. Okay, so you will get string from 0 to 3. If you pass 5 over here, you will get string from 0 to 4. If you pass 10 over here, you will get string from 0 to 9. Okay, so let's see what happens if I write 0 and 5. You can see this time you are getting HELLO. So basically substring operation is going to return you a small string, and basically the string will be returned based on the inputs that you are passing to substr. So this is the start index and this is the end index. Okay, so in this way substr function is going to work. So I hope you are clear with all these operations that we have discussed. You can quickly revise these operations. These are very important and it is very important you keep these operations in your mind. Now in the next video, where we are going to discuss some problems on strings, we are going to make use of all these operations. So see you in the next video.